Yes, it's Paul again from MK Scholars. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing great, and of course, welcome again to our YouTube channel, MK Scholars English. Have you been looking for full scholarship to pursue your studies abroad? If you have been, I've got you. This is a full scholarship to study in one of Commonwealth countries on full scholarship. I'm talking about studying in United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Cyprus, and last but not the least, Malta. And of course, what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna guide you how to apply for this opportunity from the first step to the last step. If you have a friend who has been looking for full scholarship, don't hesitate to to reach out to them, and of course, share with them this opportunity, because this is one of the prestigious scholarship opportunity that you don't wanna miss, or any of your friends. Okay, and so let's do it. It's a full scholarship, as I said. That means that each and everything is gonna be covered. I'm talking about tuition fees, I'm talking about monthly stipend, I'm talking about flight ticket, I'm talking about visa processing fees. Each and everything is gonna be covered. Okay, and then who's eligible for this opportunity? Of course, this opportunity is for those who are looking for full scholarships, who are looking for scholarship to pursue their master's degrees and doctoral degrees. That means that for those who want to apply for their master's degrees, and those who want to apply for their PhD studies. Okay, and of course, to be eligible for this opportunity, you gotta come from a country, that is Commonwealth, country. I'm talking about, those who come from Rwanda, Uganda, Ghana. You just have to check if you are from a country, that is a Commonwealth country, a partner, of course, that's what I'm talking about. Then you're eligible for this opportunity. And then talking about the age criteria, of course, you gotta be, not older than, you gotta be under 45, years of full age. And of course, you gotta have a bachelor's degree. Of course, if you're applying for if you're applying for master's degree studies, of course, you gotta have a bachelor's degree. And then if you're applying for PhD, then you gotta have a master's degree. And then being specific, you gotta have a bachelor's degree with at least second class lower. You can see they're not asking for too much. Okay, you just gotta have a bachelor's degree with at least second class lower. It's not upper class, you see, it's the lower class. That is why I'm telling you that they're not asking for too much. Okay, that means that you want to give this at 5. Okay, and of course, to be eligible to apply for this, you must not have previously received a Commonwealth postgraduate scholarship. Okay, and then talking about the available programs, what you have to know is to know that all the programs are available. Okay, just so you know that these are just you can see these are just wide range of academic fields. But then if you choose maybe let us choose like arts, humanities, and creative understanding, then the programs under this department will pop up. That is why I'm telling you that all the programs are available under this scholarship opportunity. Okay, and then talking about the required documents, of course, as I said earlier, if you're applying for masters, okay, you gotta have a bachelor's degree. And then if you're applying for PhD, then you gotta have a master's degree. And then one also thing that you have to keep in mind while applying, there are 3 essays. There are 3 essays that you have to to take your time and write, because it's one of the important sections that they will consider while processing your application. That is where there are 3 essays, 3 prompts that you have to write about, and then you get submit your application once you have already written and proofread all these essays. And then, as I said, as I always tell you guys, if you need assistance writing those supporting documents, talking about essays, cover letters, motivation letters, could just give us a call at our number 07986111161, and then we get it will be pleasure to assist you. Okay, and then talking about the other required documents, you don't need to submit an English proficiency if you did your previous studies in English. For those who did maybe their previous studies in French, in other language rather than English, these are the ones who are required to submit proof of English language proof. But those who did their previous studies maybe in Rwanda, in Uganda, in any country whose medium of instruction was English, then you don't have to submit English language proficiency. Then talking about the application process, that's what I'm gonna show you. There are 2 stages. One stage, of course, you're gonna have to check that you are eligible to apply for this. But then I say this: if you're from a country that is Commonwealth country pattern, then you're good to go. And then, of course, once you apply, then you have to to complete an online application. Then once you're done submitting, then because the deadline is 17th of this month. That means that we only have like 4 to 5 days only remaining. Then you can see that the results will be out 30th of July. That means that we also have like 15 days or 15 to 17 days, to wait for the results. That is why you gotta have, make sure you apply today. And then if you need assistance with the application process, of course, our team guide you, and then we assist you with your application process. And of course, the number of your scholarship awarded each year, depending on available funding and university capacity, is approximately 500 to 10,000 scholarships are awarded annually. Okay, that means that you'd be lucky, to be one of these, scholarship winners. Okay, and then to apply for this, of course, you have to click open link, and then once you click open link, and then you have, you can come and read, all this. But then what I want you to show you, just have to click here, apply now. And then once you click apply now, and you click here. Okay, and then when you click here, of course, the page is gonna refresh itself, and you have to fill out this form, maybe MK. Let me just use our the name of our brand business. Let me use MK Scholars 250, MK Scholars 250 at buzzgmail.com, MK Scholars 250 at buzzgmail.com, and okay, let me check what is not match. What's not matching? Or 250 here. Okay, it's not match. Okay, and 07986111161. This is our phone number. You can give us a call, and contact us on WhatsApp for application assistance. Then their date of birth, I just I will just put here whatever that I want, because it's not gonna affect my application. But for you guys, you have to put yours. Okay. I'm just trying to show you. And sex, of course, you know what to do. Country of residence is Rwanda. You might be now residing, in a country that is different from the one you were born in. So it's okay. You can just, I'll put what is there, and then Kigali City. And are you a citizen of the country above? Yes, okay. But then if you're not a citizen of the country above, maybe, as I said earlier, if you were born in South Sudan and then you are in Rwanda, okay, you put what is there. You can put here no, and then you put the country of your citizenship. Okay, and then current, you can say here maybe unemployed. It's okay. Marital status is single, and then you click next. Which of the following qualification do you hold? That means that if you're applying for bachelor's degree studies, of course you gotta have a bachelor's degree. If you're applying for doctorate, of course you gotta have a bachelor's degree. Let me just put for this. Okay, and then you can just mention here the university that you did, that you finished your master's degree studies at, graduation year, you can come and do all this, and then you click next until you finish your application. And as I told you, there are 3 essays that you have to write, and of course, you can just give us a call, contact us, if you need assistance with writing, those essays. Okay, and if you also need assistance with with the application process, just give us a call on our phone number. You can just also contact us on WhatsApp. Okay, so thank you very much. I wanted to highlight you about this full scholarship opportunity, and of course it's always a pleasure at MK Scholars to to share with you the updates, the upcoming scholarships. That's what we do every day. And of course, what is that we do mostly is to guide you, to assist you with the application process, and of course assisting with writing all these supporting documents. Thank you. Blessings over blessings.